5 steps to transform your mindset. All right, step 1, the idea. The first step to anything that we do starts with an idea. 5 steps to transform your mindset. All right, step 1, the idea. The first step to anything that we do starts with an idea. You think, I want to lose some weight, or maybe you thought, I want to work out more, or maybe you thought, I want to eat healthier. About 5 ways to transform our mindset. It doesn't matter whether this is for fitness or this is just for everyday life. Any change you want to see starts right here in your mind. And usually that change starts with an idea. The idea that maybe something is wrong and that you want to move in a certain direction. So that's the idea. Step 1. Step 2 is educating yourself. Educating yourself on basically giving yourself a position on that idea. So we'll use fasting, for example, because that's what we're changing our mindset for right now. And in order to fast, the education you generally need is what you can gain from a fast. So figuring out the metabolic consequences of fasting, benefits to fasting, physiologically, mentally, hormonally, the uses of fasting, the best ways to fast, the most beneficial ways to fast, things you shouldn't do on a fast. These are all different things that you can educate yourself on before commencing a fast. Another thing you can consider when you're thinking about education is basically other people's experiences on fast. What can you experience on fast? What does the hunger feel like? What do the headaches feel like? What are people's personal experiences? Because my experience will be different than yours, which is different than someone else's. But it's good to have a more holistic picture of what that experience could look like for you, especially if you're new to fasting and things like that, or of that nature. Any new diet change, or any new venture that you're starting, even in business, even in, I don't know, something else. And my brain is dead. But anything from starting a new business to starting a new diet to, I don't know. But educating yourself is step 2 in the process of changing your mindset, because you kind of want to convince yourself that what you're doing is worth doing, if that makes sense. Step 3 is to create a plan. And fasting, I'll be releasing a fasting schedule on Wednesday. But if you're new to fasting, then having a plan, setting specific goals that you're going to hit, as for example, skipping breakfast for the first week, 16 weeks on the second week. Or if you don't think that you can handle the 16-hour fast just right off the bat, then scheduling 2 weeks, but then constantly setting yourself for goals and keeping track of your progress thus far. So having a plan. Also having a plan, because a lot of what we do in fitness involves learning yourself and knowing yourself. So having an exit strategy for cravings or temptations, or planning a different driving route away from your favorite places to eat, is a way that you can plan ahead, or even plan for yourself versus trying to work against yourself. Not putting yourself in certain positions and to be tempted is a plan. In addition, your plan could also be, when I do break my fast, what am I going to eat? So if you want to ensure that you're going to eat something healthy, then you have to plan that ahead of time. So step 3 would be a plan. And also your plan will also help you get excited and mentally prepared for what you're going to do. So that's why it's step 3. So far we have step 1, which is the idea, having the idea in your mind, which hopefully I've either planted the idea or the idea was already in your mind that you were going to do this. Step 2 is education, so educating yourself on the different processes of fasting and what you can expect from other people's experiences during a fast, YouTube is a great and grand place to find this kind of education. Step 3 is have a plan. So planning how you're going to fast, when you're going to fast, and what you're going to break your fast with, in addition to how you're going to ensure that you do keep fasting, whether that is changing your car route on the way to work so you don't pass your favorite donut shop, so you ensure that you keep your fast and you don't have that temptation in front of you. The less amount of temptations you have to fight, the longer you can last through the war. Step 4 is your environment. So this kind of goes with number 3, which is having a plan, because in your plan you want to make sure you're setting up your environment for success. It's easier to not have temptations than it is to fight temptations. So if you know that your weakness is Cheetos, like me, then I'm not going to have Cheetos in the house. I'm most likely not going to go into a 7-Eleven where I'm tempted to buy Cheetos, but instead I will restrict myself to the grocery store and not even walk down the chip aisle, because what am I doing there, right? Instead of allowing there to be sugar and sweets around, making sure that none of those things are in the house. And that is really important. I know it's easy in certain moments to be like, I do have enough discipline and this and that to withstand and have these things around. But honestly, all those things take willpower, and just recognize that we only have so much willpower in a day. If you notice that at the end of the day, you're more likely to not hit the gym, to not eat healthy, and to not even pack your bag or have your clothes ready for the morning, even though you want to, or you should, or you want to, either or. But we have less willpower at the end of the day because we are actively making, especially if you're, if you're starting new habits. So things that you generally would not have done maybe a month ago or even a week ago, these things are still taking effort. And what we want to do is make this a minimal effort ordeal. And the best way we can do that is by limiting the choice to have to use that willpower. So if you take away the choice in general, you don't have to make that bad choice or have to make that good choice, which takes away a little bit out of you. We want to preserve our energies, and one way to do that is having an environment that promotes what you want, promotes the growth you want to see. Okay, let me stop. And then step 5 in transforming your mindset is just doing it. Sometimes we overthink. I overthink for sure. I know you overthink. We all overthink changes because we are humans. Our bodies are literally designed to stay the same. So all we want to do is stay the same. And when you're trying to lose weight, obviously that is going against staying the same. So everything in your body will try to get you to stay the same, but you have to actively make the choice to not be the same, to do something different. And in between having the idea and making the active choices to that growth and to that change, it's like 2 seconds. They call it the 5-second rule, the 3-second rule. But yeah, you can think otherwise or do otherwise, because right after you have a thought of change, a million other thoughts of why you can't or why you shouldn't start to come up. Notice no one speaks. No one comes to you and tells you you can't do this. But something in your mind tells you that you can't do this. And before you give yourself a chance to think those thoughts, just do it. Just do it. When you have the donut in your hand and you say, should I have, so You shouldn't even finish the question. Should I? Nope. If you already know the answer to your questions, you're giving yourself, by asking the question, by actively asking the question, you're giving yourself that choice. And we don't give ourselves choices in certain situations. Back to number 4. So sometimes not even giving yourself the opportunity to say no or the opportunity to say yes, but just doing what you know you're supposed to. And that goes back into your plan. When you plan what you're going to do, you have to do it. You don't have to, but that you want to turn that into your default mode. You want your default mode to be like, should I go to the gym? No questions asked. I'm going. You're already putting your bag on and you're out the door. When you're thinking, should I eat my vegetables first or should I eat my, just eat the vegetables. Just do what you have to do. Just do it. Don't give yourself a chance to, maybe if you have thoughts after that, then that's an after that. But in that moment, do what you have to do. And that's changing your mindset. For these 29 days, I am instituting an any means necessary mindset, which means if I need to hit the gym, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. It doesn't matter what I have to do. It doesn't matter. Obviously, I have to do what I have to do first. But I'm instituting an any means necessary mindset. And any means necessary means that I don't give myself a time to question what I'm supposed to do. If I know I'm supposed to do it, I do it. And that's discipline. And it's hard, but it is necessary and intermittently, because we're not perfect, but we have to strive for perfection sometimes. And then we have to, when we fall and we fail, we show ourselves kindness and we try again. But you have to have that initial, you have to have periods where you really can push yourself. And the more often that you go through these periods, the more often that they will come, the stronger they become, and the longer in duration they will come. And that's when you see the results that you want to see. So, those are my 5 tips to transforming your mindset. The idea, education, planning, environment, and just doing it. I will see you tomorrow again for another video of motivation and inspiration to fast. Fasting is not as hard as people make it out to seem. I don't think everyone who actually fasts makes it seem hard. But if you haven't tried it, it may seem hard, but it really isn't. If I can do it, you for sure can do it, because we all feel incapable until we try. We all feel incapable until we try. And we all feel like we suck until we've tried so many times that we don't suck as hard. Alright? There's no secret to anything except consistency. Keep trying, 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 keep trying. And eventually you won't have to try as hard, but you're still gonna have to try. It doesn't get easier. It just gets harder in new ways. But you will all benefit from it. I will benefit from it. We just have to keep going. Keep pushing. I'm gonna hit the gym right now. And I will see you all tomorrow.